Rotating platform, allow me to introduce the sand cliff deck. Show off, huh? That's amazing. I was expecting steel pegs to go. Okay, so as you saw, the sand cliff deck fires steel pegs. It fires 80 of them to be exact. They can be fired individually and in groups at a speed of 13 miles an hour. They can also be synchronized to match the artist's choreography. Now, the steel pegs simulate arrows being shot from archers who are staged all throughout the audience. They're also used as acrobatic handholds and footholds. Now, in this scene, our twin sister, her nanny, and valets are being chased by the archers, all while being shot at, and while the sand cliff deck is rotating and lifting up to about 65 feet. Our performers are trained to drop anywhere from 15 to 50 feet down into the airbags below. Now, the sand cliff deck measures 25 by 50 feet. It weighs 80,000 pounds, and it is supported and controlled by a vertical gantry crane. The combined weight of the sand cliff deck and its gantry crane is 280,000 pounds. That's the equivalent of a 747 or Air Force One. Now, during construction, we opened the roof, and the gantry crane with its 4 hydraulic cylinders had to be lowered into the theater. Now, not only, we call it the sand cliff deck because in some scenes, it is covered in sand, and in other scenes, it becomes a cliffside. Now, speaking of sand, we use 2,000 pounds of granulated cork to simulate sand in the scene we call the wash-up scene. We have 3 sets of cork, 1 ton for each show, and then a 3rd ton set on reserve. Now, the cork is maintained and cleaned in a cork processor that was designed and built by our carpenters in-house. We use it to make sure that the sand is the perfect moisture level. If it's too dry, it leaves a film on the stage and it will make it slippery. If it's too wet, the deck becomes sticky. Now, in addition to all this lifting and rotating and arrow shooting, our deck is reflective to the touch, responds to touch, just like an iPad screen. And so we're going to bring Anthony out. Everyone say hi, Anthony. He's going to demonstrate this marvel. So as the artists land on the deck, their signal is sent to a computer, which is then sent to a projector, which then sends the image back to the screen, all in a fraction of a second. It kind of blows your mind. It makes me think of, like, you know, when you lay down on the ground and you look at the stars and you're like, wow, I'm tiny, we're tiny, it's amazing, but it's beautiful. This is all I know. That's beautiful to watch. This is the same thing. I can't figure it out, but it's gorgeous. And we're proud of it. Now, about halfway into the performance in a scene we call Refuge. Our mountain tribe transforms their little tiny tent into a man-powered flying machine. We call this the bird. The bird's movement is completely manipulated by the 5 artists inside it. The flight pattern of the bird uses computers to control the multi-axis synchronization of 5 winches working in unison. Not wenches, winches, that's a different show. Wenches here, not technical. All right, now the bird is one of many puppets that were designed for us exclusively